date in this manner because you're already in the wrong energy. Like I said, it goes beyond finances. If you're looking for that feminine and masculine dynamic, you're not going to attract the right type of man when you're broke. And I'm not talking about financial either. I'm talking about feminine essence. When you're broke and you're in survival mode and you're not making it and you're more worried about the rent, you're more worried about how to pay these bills, you're more worried about how I'm going to put food on the table, you're going to be in your masculine essence of hustle. You're going to be in your masculine essence of let me go get it. Let me go and make this happen. So you're not going to attract the right type of men in the first place, especially if the dynamic, if you don't care about this dynamic, go do you, boo. But most majority of women want to be with a masculine essence man, a masculine energy man, a man who's going to provide, a man who's going to be the leader of the household. That is the majority of women. So if you're broke, you're not going to be able to maintain that essence. You're not going to be able to maintain that essence because, and when I say broke, I'm talking about a type of broke where you can't eat, you're struggling and stressing about how you can provide day to day. That's the broke I'm talking about. I'm not talking about all your bills are paid and you have a roof over your head, you got food on the table, and you can still drive your car and you can go to work. I'm talking about that broke that puts you in the state of, hey, I may be homeless, I may can't feed my kids, I may not have a roof over my head. I'm talking about that type of broke. Being in that type of broke and that type of essence, you will not attract masculine energy men. Why you will not attract them? Because of the fact that you're not going to be in the right energy. You're not going to be in the right essence. You're not thriving because feminine energy thrives where it is planted. It blooms where it is planted. And then it attracts in the masculine essence. So you don't have to be a CEO. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to match dollar for dollar. This is not about equality. I hope I'm not losing anyone because I want you to realize it's not even really about just the financial part. It's also about the energy part. It's about the power dynamic. It's about the dynamic of the relationship and who you want to attract in your life. That is what it's about. When a woman is broke in feminine energy, in feminine essence, she is not essentially thriving. She is not in a place of peace. She is not in a place of creativity. She is not in a place to shift identities. She is not in a place to adapt and be flexible. How can you be flexible and adapt when literally you're in survival mode and you have to hustle and you don't have you're scared about not having a roof over your head. You're scared about being homeless. You're scared about not having no money. So you cannot adapt and be flexible. And it's also, you can see this all over social media. This is the reason why so many women are like, they have more requirements, more rules, and sometimes more rules and requirements is good if you've never had any. But if you had some and you're blocking yourself in to the point where no one can ever get close to you, that's an issue. That's already showing that they're already out of that feminine essence of feminine energy where that they don't even have access to vulnerability. They don't even have access to letting people in. And you do have to let people in. You do have to have some vulnerability. You do have to have some trust. You do have to be in that essence in order to attract masculine energy men. That is what's highly attractive to them. So, but a woman doesn't have to be broke to be loved. And I hate the fact that this mentality, the way that women have, I feel like it's an overcorrection where women are seeing, okay, I have money and I haven't been able to attract the love of my life. I haven't been able to attract masculine men. So let's promote just being broke. Let's promote just being broken. Not understanding being broke goes beyond just financial bankruptcy. It goes to being broke in feminine energy. It goes to lacking flexibility. It goes to lacking creativity. It goes to all of the things that are essential to your feminine essence and your being. That is what my conversation is about. And when I hear it, it upsets me to a certain degree because I already know that you're going to put yourself in a place where you're just in survival mode. You only got one mode, that's survive. And then since you only got one mode, that's survive, that you don't have that flexibility and adaptability that comes with feminine energy, feminine essence. And this means that you're not even in a place of peace to be able to make a good decision when it comes to men, when it comes to dating, when it comes to marrying. So I'm not saying you got to match him for dollar. Don't get it wrong. I'm never going to say you have to be a rich woman in order to be with a rich man, because obviously that's not true. I just want women to realize that you don't have to be broke and broken for a man to love you. He can love you and you can thrive. Because feminine energy, feminine essence blooms where it is planted. Regardless if it is a woman who's a cashier, she's in her essence, she is thriving. And then she's able to attract a masculine essence man, a man who has resources and he's a man of means. She's planted where she's blooming where she's planted, and she's a janitor and she can have that similar effect. So it's not about the job. It's not about money per se. It's about being broke. Like, how can you be broke and thrive? Those two things do not go together. So this is the reason why I be very, very careful and cautious about giving women that message that a woman has to be broke in order to be loved. A woman has to be broke in order to marry well. A woman has to be broke in order to get a man of means. A woman doesn't have to be broke because that is a bigger problem than just her finances. It just shows that she's going to be essentially, she's going to be dating her masculine essence. And I think a lot of women are actually just dating their masculine essence, and they're confused about why they're attracting feminine men. But if you are not in your feminine essence and you are not thriving where you're planted at, that is an issue. And this means if you're thriving where you're planted at, this means you are in a sense of a state of joy, a state of appreciation, a state of gratitude. Doesn't mean that you're rich. Doesn't mean that you have a whole lot of money. It just means that you can take care of yourself. That's all it means. You can take care of yourself. You don't have to match dollar for dollar. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be CEO. But it's whole nother issue when you think you have to be broke. And I see this over and over and over, that a woman has to be broke to be loved. Because women have gotten in their head that they can't have anything to be with a man who has resources and means. And I'm going to tell you this speaks to a whole nother issue, because a woman in her feminine essence, she can birth men, but she can also birth realities, which means she can create opportunities, and therefore creating opportunities, shift identities and step into that vision and bring in more resources if needed. Not saying that she is going to be wealthy doing so, but she is thriving. She is thriving, and in turn, she attracts men who are in their masculine essence. Men who see that she is thriving and can take care of herself. Not necessarily to the level that he can take care of you. Okay. And if you are that level, he can take care of you still. There's still a sense of gratitude, joy, and happiness and appreciation that you're still thriving where you are. Because like you all like to say, y'all love to tell me every single time that, oh, when a man is broke, it means more. It's just not finances. Absolutely. And you're absolutely right. When a man is broke, it's not just finances. It's also mentality. It's also masculine essence. But on the other hand, it's also the same situation when it comes to a woman. When it comes to that, when it comes to these energies, if a woman is broke and she's in her feminine essence, how can she? When a woman is in her feminine essence, you're literally the creator, the maker of resources. Men tap into you to create more. So if you can only allow a man to tap into you and you can't tap into yourself, that's a whole nother dynamic. That's a whole nother problem. That's a whole nother issue. So you can be useful to him, but you can't be useful to yourself. You can't create your own opportunities. You can't birth your own realities. You can't bring in your own resources. And I'm not talking about working yourself to death either. I am literally talking about making your imagination reality. I'm literally talking about creating opportunities from your delusion. Like, if you can't do that, you're not in your feminine essence. And I've said it in a whole nother video. You should be blooming where you are planted and thriving where you are planted, so you can attract the best men. Because the men that you're going to attract, they are not going to be type of men you desire, especially if you're broke. You're going to attract the men who are predators, who are narcissists. You're going to attract men who are going to try to use you. You want to be blooming where you're planted and thriving where you're planted, so you can attract masculine essence, masculine energy. You don't have to match them dollar for dollar, because I know women don't want to work. I know that. I know women don't want to work. I understand that, because women are not like men. Women should not even be put on the same schedule like men, because women's bodies are different. We need more rest. We need more rest. That's the reason why y'all don't see me as much. Absolutely, I've been doing well, haven't I? I was online yesterday. I was online the day before. But I've learned how to utilize my rest and use it in a way that can give me energy. So now I'm just operating at a different level now. So now I have more energy to do more videos. But we'll talk about this whole nother topic. Women need rest. I understand that. But women still need to be able to thrive where they are planted, bloom where they are planted. This is feminine energy. So if you are a woman, you already know. If you're a woman, or you don't, maybe you don't know. Maybe you're new to my page and you've never had these conversations of energy. And I talk about spirituality and energy so much, and how it's not just about her money. It's not about her having any money or being financially bankrupt, because that is an issue. A feminine essence woman would never be broke. I just hate I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but a feminine essence woman would never be broke. Feminine energy is literally the pipeline to bringing your delusion to reality and pulling your resources from your imagination. So you have all of this power, but you don't know how to utilize it. So feminine assets, feminine energy women, they will never be broke. You won't see it. And why is that? Because they understand their own energy, and they can tap into that and bring about opportunities. And they can adapt and be flexible and step into the vision so they can shift their identity. Because this is feminine energy. Feminine energy is somewhat chameleon-like. We are what we need to be at that time. And being what we need to be at that time, we can tap into resources and opportunities. A lot of times these things are drawn to us. So when I see and hear that women are broke, I already know you're operating from a masculine essence, a masculine energy perspective. Because if you weren't, you will be able to thrive and bloom wherever you're planted. And no matter what type of career you have or what type of job you have, you will still thrive within it. Because a feminine energy, feminine essence woman would never be broke. She will always be taken care of. She will always have money in the bank. She will always have opportunities coming to her. She will always be attracted in new people that's willing to help and assist. She will always have people that show up and randomly to be there and cater to her needs. Feminine essence, feminine energy, essentially, this is the reason why majority of women want it, but they don't understand it. And they're not willing to do what it takes to actually be in that energy and live in that energy and rest in that energy. Because if you did, you would step in that energy, and you know that from that comes money. That comes family. That comes opportunities. That comes creativity. That's the reason why I'm so passionate about teaching feminine energy, because you shouldn't be broke. You shouldn't be broke. You shouldn't be broke. You shouldn't have to manipulate anyone to get something. You shouldn't have to finesse anyone to get anything. You're literally a woman. You're a woman, and that should be the end all to be all. But being a woman and stepping into womanhood has not been taught enough for women. So they don't understand the power of it, and how just being a woman, by being a woman, men immediately are in protective mode and want to open up doors for you. Just by being a woman, you're able to get opportunities that others wouldn't get. By being a woman, you attract in people who want to be there for you, who sympathize and have empathy for you, just by being a woman. But a lot of us don't understand the power of that womanhood, and definitely don't understand the power of feminine essence. So feminine essence, you would never be broke. So that's why I'm always confused, because even when you have this conversation, I can already tell if a woman is broke, she's broke. This means she's also broken. And being broken and broke will not bring in masculine energy. Not the kind that you absolutely want. You want the healthy masculine energy. You want the guy that when he comes and he steps to you properly, if he does leave you, he will leave you better than where he found you at. You should have more opportunities, more finances, more of everything, because masculine energy, that's what they do. Even if they walk away or disappointed by the situation, they still want to leave you better. We talk about healthy masculine energy. And some women don't even understand that. Some women don't understand that they are men like this. They walk among us and they still have a moral code and belief of making sure that the women that they have in their lives, that they will be, even if maybe it didn't work out or it's not going where they thought it would go, they would still leave her better than where she found her, where he found her at. Like, y'all, they're men like that. They're men like that. And so I'm always very surprised about this conversation about broke women, because then I know you're not operating in that feminine energy. You can't be, because if you were, you wouldn't be broke. You'd be thriving. I'm not saying you'd be rich. Oh, it's a possibility you may be rich. It depends on how much you've tapped into that feminine energy and have a true understanding of how to utilize that energy properly. You could become very wealthy.